Well, welcome to mid-season edition of Catching Up with Coach T. I'm Assistant Director of Athletic Communication, Dylan Smith, and joining me is none other than the man himself, head baseball coach Edwin Thompson. Coach Thompson, how are we doing today?
Doing great, Dylan. It's a beautiful day here, Monday, and game week, 5 games, busy week for us, but awesome to get to talk some baseball as always.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are rolling. You can't complain when there's 15 wins on the board before even conference play starts, and it's accredited to you and your team just being able to produce runs and get the timely hitting and timely pitching as you need it. And let's talk about this non-conference slate. Obviously, you played some top tier talent. You go 15-8 to start the year, and obviously this is setting you up for success going into conference play.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously started from the first weekend and challenged ourselves and faced an NCAA team in Ryder and then obviously an ACC team in Wake Forest. And so we wanted to challenge ourselves. We got out there and played a really challenging schedule. We went on the road and lost in a heartbreaker to University of Maryland, who was top 25. We lost we lost 5 games by 2 runs or less. And so out of the 8 losses, you look at those games and they could have swung either way. And so we're in the games, we're competing at the high level. I think that's been our biggest excitement has just been consistent. Our guys are resilient. If we get down, we come back, and when we need to get a stop, we get stopped. We talk about all the time with our guys, we getting stops and scores. Obviously March Madness is going on, but it's true in baseball. When a team scores, we have to respond offensively, and when we score, we got to get stops. And that's kind of been our strength of our team, no matter what the situation, no matter what it looks like. Our guys have been really resilient in that area to give us a chance to have in the back end of the game to have a chance to win.
Well, let's go a little bit deeper into this conversation about hitting and run support and getting that timely hitting that you need. Talk a little bit about what's been the driving force for this team. I know we can point out a couple of key players like Jake Hyde, who's just been on an absolute tear, but where's the focal point of where this team is and who's kind of running charge on it?
Well, I think it's 2 things. One, Coach McDougall and Coach Keener are hitting guys. They have really established a culture and a standards of how we go about offensively. When they prepare them through video and scouting, all those things. But also, players have bought in, right? They do the work, right? They're the ones out there performing, and that's been the exciting part to see. And we've had a rash of injuries, right? So you've seen a ton of different guys step up and do different things. So it hasn't had that traditional start in the sense of having the same group of guys. We have such great depth, which allows our team strength, and it gives us confidence no matter who's in the game to step up and do their job. And that's kind of been, we understand who we are, we're embracing who we are, our identity. We're gonna be a very competitive team in itself and play hard, but at the same time our offense is realizing, hey, we recognize who we are, and we've had great guys step up in different moments, like the other day Evan Blum with a big hit, Tony Brecker with 4 hits. I mean, those guys are not offensive as some of the other guys on paper, but when it comes down to it, they're competitive people, and then that's sometimes all you can ask for, and that's what you're looking for.
Would you also say that same competition mentality carries over into the pitching side? I mean, you also have a lot of key guys that balance both the veteran leadership and youth itself. What kind of funnels that stuff to? Is it the competitive nature? Is it, a couple key pieces there as well?
Yeah, again, Coach Capon has taken charge of the staff with others to support that. But when you have guys like an Andrew Williams, for example, who last week was a 1-hitter, followed by a back-to-back with Carter Bosch, the performance on Friday, that there is competition, right? Healthy competition. When one person does well, the other person wants to do well. In nature, how it is. The most important people we have is who's up to bat and who's pitching at that time, right? And so that's the person with the ball, the person with the bat. That's the biggest hitter and the best hitter we have at that moment. But each individual person has to understand that they have a role to play, and they've been doing a great job and giving ourselves, a chance. I mean, our bullpen on Sunday was phenomenal. We had a short start on Sunday, and guys kind of stepped up and did their job. And that's really what this team is. It's really a collective group of guys that understand who they are and what they are that help us win. And that's what it comes down to. We're results-oriented business. That's when let's not kid ourselves, right? And so for me, to see that and see our guys in literally every game except for 1 or 2, we had a chance to win. And when you do that over the course of 56 games, good things can happen.
Well, how important is, and you've mentioned this team aspect and really driving home, how it is a collective group and it's a collective team win every time it happens. And how important is it to carry that success into conference play as it becomes a more important season? And it's not to discredit the importance of non-conference play and the level of talent that you're facing, but how important is it to carry over the same mentality going into conference play?
We just want to be us, right? I mean, that's always, cliche, but at the end of the day, we literally just don't want to lose to Georgetown. That's it.
Mhm.
As long as we don't beat ourselves, we will have a chance. It's never who the best team, who plays the best on any given day. And so it doesn't matter if we're facing the number one team in the country, as we will, or top 10 team like we played down the road, or we're playing a team just in our non-conference or in our conference. It doesn't matter. It's like who plays the best. And so if we continue to play good baseball and do the things that we're capable of doing, nothing more, nothing less, we will have the chance to be very competitive in our league. That's our expectation. Our standards are to win the league. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to hang out and just happy to be on the schedule. We're here to win. And that's what we're trying to do every single game, no matter who we're playing. Obviously, the Big East play is unbelievably challenging. Last year was last year. Last few years have been last year. But when it comes down to it, we're not going to change what we do. We're going to play our style. We're going to be who we are. And then ultimately, the competitive nature of our group will hopefully, at the end of it, we'll be in Prasco Park, competing for a championship. That's our goal.
Well, this is a perfect segue right into the start of conference play as we are getting nearer and nearer to that date. It's obviously going to happen on Friday against Villanova. What are you looking to get out of your guys in this first series, and how important is it to get started on the right note in conference play?
Well, yeah, of course. You're right. I mean, there's every game's important. It's all total number of wins to get in the conference tournament to win a conference championship,
Mhm.
right? And so those things are just important. When we play at home, we expect to win. We won on the road, we expect to win. So that won't change. I think the opponent's going to change. We know Villanova is good. They swept us last year. Obviously, there's a lot of things that into that, but they're playing well. They swept Richmond this past weekend. They got some good offensive players. They got some young players. They got a mix of older players. They're going to be good. Everybody in our league is going to be good. There's never a series where you're like, oh, we're playing this team or that team. It's the Big East. It's one of the best teams, top 10 teams at RPI in the country, right? So you're going to face a really good team every weekend. And so our mentality is just to go out there and win every game and play the way we're capable of playing. And so I think getting our guys ready, that's easy. We're just playing another game. That's the biggest game of our season because it's our next, right? And so Tuesday is going to be important. Wednesday is going to be important. Practice on Thursday is going to be important. And then Friday, when we get to that point, will be really important. But right now, we're just focused on beating GW.
Gotcha. Well, a nice thing into segue here too is you've had a lot of success at home. You obviously have a home game on Wednesday. Obviously, you're going to go to GW Tuesday, but you have a home weekend coming up with Villanova, and you're 8-1 at home this season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, towards the end of the year, you're starting to get closer and closer to Big East Conference play, tournament, and etc. There's also alumni weekend. How important is it for someone to show up and show out in that kind of game, and especially knowing the success of the team at home and at our ballparks?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a great team. Horry Nation, you need to come out and support this team. This team is a fun team to watch. We're top 15 in the country in home runs. So if you like that, we have that. We're playing really good baseball at home. I think that's a standard of any good team. And so, yeah, we want you to come out. Obviously, all the alumni out there, April 30th against Seton Hall at the Bowie Bay Sox Stadium. We'll be having a great day, which we'll have information out there for you. But if you're in the area and you're in the areas where we're playing games, come out and watch us play. I think the product you'll see is one that you'll be proud of as a Georgetown alum or just a fan of baseball. I think you can find a lot of good things out there. Obviously, the National are coming back for a little bit, so we got a little more time till they get back into town. So come out, on Tuesday night to check a Battle of DC. I mean, we play a 3-game series versus George Washington. It's only 2 college baseball teams in DC at the Division I level, and come out and watch us play. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And as we go through the year, we have a lot of great things coming down the road. But yeah, I think this team is one that you want to come out and watch if you're in the area, and if not, support us online and social media, whatever aspects you can. But we're thankful for the fans that have come out. We're looking forward to have more come on out as the year goes on.
Coach, any final thoughts from you as we approach a game tomorrow and the final half of the season, the rest of the way?
Yeah, I think the key is for us to just continue to play like we're capable and not worry about anything other than the game in front of us. And I think if we can do that, it's his team is going to start to continue to grow. We're still not where we want to be. We're still not playing our best baseball, and that's exciting, right? We talk about a team, we're winning games, but we haven't played our best baseball. So our goal is to be peaking at that right time towards conference tournament and NCAA regionals and et cetera. So for us, that's our excitement level. But we're excited about tomorrow night. It's going to be a great time to play in George Washington, obviously natural rivalry, and then Coppin State on Wednesday before we get into Big East play on Friday night against Villanova. So come out, watch, and appreciate the time today, and always a pleasure.
Well, Coach, as you said, it is always a pleasure talking to you, whether it's on the field, after games, post game, or even right here on Zoom. We appreciate your time. And, on behalf of Coach Edwin Thompson, I'm Dylan Smith, and this has been Catching Up with Coach T.